my name's Lauren, and this here is Miss Claudia, as she's chewing on my finger. And I have been watching a lot of videos lately, like with babies and stuff, of just monthly update kind of thing. And since she's going to be 6 months old in 5 weeks, we are going to do a 6-month update. Well, I don't know that it's really an update. Like, for people that know me, it's going to be an update because you've met Claudia before, or you've seen her on my Facebook or my Snapchat or my Instagram or anything that I can put photos and videos of her on. Hey, my chicken nugget. What are you talking about? What have you got to say? Say baby. You're gone quiet now. Yeah? Girl. But yeah, so like I said, she is 6 months old in 5 days. 6 months old! You're grown up! So just for anybody that doesn't know anything about her, I mean, I may do like a birth story video and younger baby video after I've done this, but this is just sort of like the one most recent to her, so this is the one I wanted to do. But when she was born, she was 7 pounds 11 ounces, so I'm not too sure what that is in kg. I think it's 3 point something, but she's now double her birth weight, so she was 7.3 kg this morning. Hey, you little chubba. And at the moment she's mostly in 3 to 6 month old clothing, but it's really weird, like baby stuff. Some things fit, some things don't. She's still in some things that are newborn. She's still, like her pajamas and stuff, she's still in 0 to 3 months. Like this t-shirt here is 0 to 3 months. Like, it's starting to get a wee bit small on her, but it still fits her for now. And these little jeans are 6 to 9 months. She fits some 3 to 6 months, she fits all of her 3 to 6 month stuff at the moment, but she fits a range of different clothes. I'm not too sure what she is height-wise at the moment. She was 53 centimetres when she was born, so she was just little. She wasn't too small, but she was just little. And she's sucking on my thumb again. So that brings me to another thing, is that I think she's teething at the moment. I think she's been teething on and off since she was about 6 weeks old, because she's always been quite like grumpy about things in her mouth and stuff like that, and showing symptoms of teething. But now it's sort of starting to get to that age where it's a little bit more likely that she's going to have some teeth. I think before they may have just been moving around under her gums. They may still be moving around under her gums. Hey, honeys. Is it sore? But I can see these 2 little teeth poking out the bottom. Well, not like poking out the gum, but I can see them underneath the gum. I can feel them underneath the gum. And we've been able to for a while. So, you know, it's something we'll have to wait and see if they come. But I really hope they do, not just for the fact of, like, so that I can say that she has teeth. It's more just for the fact that, you know, it'll be 2 less teeth that she's being grumpy about on and off all the time. But we've got the drooling, we've got the sucking and chewing on everything, which I know that babies do when they discover their hands anyway, but this is like really biting. Like, she bites my nose, and she actually like puts a lot of pressure on this bit. It feels like she's gonna break my nose sometimes. She bites fingers, she bites toys. I actually, just the other day, I'm just gonna grab her little teething ring toy. But the other day, or yesterday, she was crying a lot. So actually, I don't know if this is a common thing or not, but, or if it's just me, but I tried to put Bonjela on her gums, and she likes the taste of it, so she licks it off. Don't you? So what I did was I took a little bit of the Bonjela and I put it around the bit of her dummy that goes against her gums, like when she's sucking on it. So I gave her that so that she couldn't lick it off while she had the dummy in her mouth. And she's just been a good girl. Hey, a chicken nugget. Yeah, so I gave her the dummy and she seemed pretty happy until she woke up at like 11, 12 o'clock last night screaming. So we gave her some Pamol and she went down perfectly fine after that. My honey bunch. But yeah, food wise she is formula fed. She has been since 4 months officially. We did give her a little bit of formula when she was about 5 weeks old, but it just reacted really badly with her tummy. At the time we thought it might be dairy because she's just puked on me. Yeah, at the time we thought it was dairy. I still kind of think that it was, just because it was when I was breastfeeding as well, and she would react specifically when I ate something with like cheese or... Yeah, here you can have your toy back. Yeah. When I gave her something, or like when I ate something with cheese or cream or something like really heavy in dairy, she wasn't too happy about it. Milk wasn't too bad, but it was one of those things that she would just get grumpy about it, and I didn't know where her limit was, so it was just easier for me not to eat it. And yeah, we tried her on the lactose-free S26 formula, and that didn't go down well. We tried her on the normal S26 one, and that's the one that made her power chuck and constipated, and she was constantly screaming and she wasn't sleeping and she just wasn't happy. Tried her on the lactose free version, which still has the cow's milk protein in it, so I mean if that's what her issue was, then you know that still would have been in it. And that had that got rid of the power chucking, but not the screaming and the constipation and everything else that came with that. I do wonder also if it was because it was the gold formula, because I know that that's meant to be rougher on little tummies, even though it's like iron enriched and stuff, it's still no. So I think we tried her on maybe a different Carry Care one. I think it was like the Gold Plus or something like that. It was recommended to us, but that one she wouldn't even drink. Like she just wouldn't take it. So we went back to breastfeeding for a bit. My supply dropped at that stage, and it took until she was 9 weeks to get her back onto fully breastfed. And even then, like, because I had an oversupply to start with, and then when we were mix feeding her, I didn't know that I was supposed to be pumping as well, just in case kind of thing. Well, I mean, I was still pumping, but I wasn't pumping as much, so my supply went down, and it came back up, obviously, with her continuously feeding, but it didn't come up enough that I was still pumping and able to get that 100 to 150 mil that I was before, pretty much, with at the end of each feed. So yeah, I ended up, because we were going to Wellington, which we did for my 21st a couple weeks ago, we knew that was coming up. I was trying to pump I wasn't getting anywhere. So we decided to try formula again. We actually ended up getting the A.k.a, the normal one, not the gold. But we got the soy formula just in case it was the dairy that was irritating her. And she was good as gold on that. It was absolutely perfect. We did that for a couple of weeks. We did find that mixed feeding her was what upset her stomach with that though. So yeah, I gave her like a bottle of formula and she was fine. And then when we went back to breastfeeding, she would start screaming. You're throwing your toys away. So we tried just giving her formula, and I mean she still had the odd breastfeed and stuff, but then she eventually found that the bottle was preferable because it was easier to get out. It had the yummy tasting stuff in it, all of that kind of thing. So she ended up having that, and yeah, and then we actually ended up going to the supermarket looking for that one, and what happened? Oh, they didn't have any of it, so we ended up just getting the normal one, and she's been on the normal one ever since, and she's been fine. So a week ago she started the follow-on formula because she's going to be obviously 6 months in a wee bit. So we figured there wasn't really any harm in starting it early. We needed to get another tin of formula anyway. Stop dropping it. So yeah, we got just, the follow-on one, which is fine. She seems to be okay on that. I don't know if that's maybe why she's a little bit more spilly than normal, because she's not normally like that. Oh yeah, you don't normally do too many pukes, only when there's something wrong. Yeah, it's quite funny actually, because that's one of the things everybody always says to me is, oh, you know, you have to change her clothes 5 times a day because, you know, she'll pull up the back of her nappy, or she'll throw up all over her top and stuff, and, you know, she'll wear herself and all of that kind of thing. And I've had about 4 explosive nappies since she was born, and I mean she wet through her one last night, but she did go to bed relatively early, and didn't really wake up through the night, only really for a dummy, and that was it. And she's only ever power chucked twice. Once was when on that formula that made her stomach upset, and the other was when she was having solids. It was the second day that she had the carrot and yam one that I gave her, but I think that was my fault because I gave her a little bit too much, and she power chucked that all down the front of her. But those are the only 2 we've ever had. Of course you do a little bit more spits, hey? Yeah. Claudia, you gonna look at the camera? Look. Who's that baby? Oh, honey bunch. Somebody's getting tired. Would you like to go to bed? Yeah? Would you? Or are you just quite happy sitting there blowing raspberries? Hey? You want to blow raspberries? Yeah, so food-wise, she's had a few different sort of purees and stuff, but she hasn't really taken to them. She doesn't really like porridge. The only thing I've come across that she likes that's puree consistency, definitely my daughter, is mashed potato and gravy. So, yeah. But other than that, like, we've given her, like, she tried some sushi at one of my friend's houses the other day, that we had made right then and there. Hey, what? Do you need your belt changed? Or do you just want to watch TV? Okay. But yeah, so she had that and she really enjoyed it. She's had little sticks of veggies and she really likes that. She had some frozen banana yesterday and like a little mesh feeder thing, and she quite liked that. So she's trying a lot of different foods, but she tends to prefer things that she can hold on to, baby-led weaning style. So she'd had puree, or she'd had Ferrex for about 2 weeks when she was 4 months old, and then she started a few purees, and then from about 5 months we've just kind of been giving her little bits or little tastes of what we have, and she's fine with that. She's learned to chew and swallow things really well. Yeah, so that's pretty much food-wise what she's up to. I'm now trying to get her into a routine of having at least breakfast in the mornings. Up till now, we've just kind of given her something, hello, when she seems particularly hungry or interested in what we're eating. But with her starting daycare soon, she does need to have a little bit more structure to her eating rather than just, you know, every other day having something or whichever. So she had porridge this morning, which she wasn't a huge fan of, with some mashed banana and just like her formula as the milk for it. Hey. Yeah. Porridge. You had porridge. Yeah, so that's sort of where she's at food-wise. Sleep-wise is actually really good. I don't have anything to complain about. When she was very little, I can go into a little bit more detail about that at another time, but she... Have you done more pukes? But she wouldn't sleep anywhere on me, and any mums out there, except, you know, like a few exceptions, I know are going to be like, that's totally normal. I didn't know that. I was under the impression from various people that she would sleep in her bassinet. Not necessarily sleep through the night, but she would sleep in her bassinet, and she didn't. So that stressed me out. She's also a tummy sleeper. I know that, or a lot of people have already yelled at me about that and told me not to, and that it's dangerous, and I know the warnings and the risks and everything like that, but I mean, she's a baby that sleeps, so I'm happy with that. And she's been sleeping on her tummy since she was born, because she's, I think, the most she's ever slept on her back that I've seen her sleep on her back is 20 minutes. But in saying that, when she was at my mum and dad's, mum was saying she rolled onto her back and then she fell asleep like that and stayed like that for however long she was there. She's done that once here before as well, where she was being grumpy, so I lay her on her back in her cot to just kind of kick and gurgle at things and play around, and then I forgot that I had put her on her back because she was just quiet, and then I remembered and I went in and looked and she was lying on her back asleep. So she does sleep on her back sometimes. She just prefers to be on her tummy, which is fine. I mean, I prefer to sleep on my tummy as well. And at this age, she can roll both ways. So she can roll tummy to back, or she's done back to tummy once that I've seen, but she has definitely figured out how to at least roll on her side from her back. Hey, yeah, you have. You're a clever girl. And she sleeps. She actually goes to sleep quite late at night. She always has, but I think it's because Josh doesn't get home because he works he's a chef. So he doesn't get home till 9-10 o'clock at night. Sometimes after 10. And she doesn't seem to be bothered about her bedtime. She's bothered about her bedtime routine. So she has a shower with Josh because when she was very little, she went through a phase of not liking the bath. And now that she likes the bath again, I could give her baths and stuff. But it's kind of her and Josh's thing now. Her thing that she does with Dad every day, or mostly every day. Yeah, your shower times with Dad. You love your shower times with Dad, don't you? Yeah. And then she'll have her bottle. Oh, she'll get her jammies on, have her bottle, have a good night cuddle with each of us, and then go to bed. And that can happen anywhere from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and she's happy. But if he's not home at 9, she will have a nap, but she'll only sit a cat nap, so she'll wake up constantly, because there have been so many times where he's gotten home and I've gone, oh, I'll just leave her there, she'll be fine, and then she wakes up furious at like 1:45 in the morning. Don't you? Yes, you do. You wake up furious. Because she hasn't had her shower. So, yeah, and we've tried putting her to bed earlier, later, whichever, without her shower, and she won't do it. Will ya? Oh, that's my face. That's my face. Num 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 num. That's my face. Yeah, so that's your bedtime, and then she wakes up at, it used to be like between 7:30 and 8. It's now anywhere from 8 till 9, which is quite good. She woke up at 8:45 this morning, didn't you? Right when Dad was about to go work? Yeah? Right when Dad was about to go to work? Did you just want to say goodbye to him? Yeah. And then she'll have her morning nap, her early afternoon nap, and her early evening nap. But yeah, so I mean, she's gotten herself into that. We didn't push anything. We didn't make her go to sleep when she wasn't tired. We didn't keep her up when she was tired. Same with food and bottles. We haven't ever restricted her from eating when she's hungry, or or made her eat when she's not, because it's pointless. And you have just perfectly figured yourself out, haven't you? So she's figured out her own routine for herself. And the other thing was, we used to co-sleep with her when she was very little, because it was the only way she would sleep. And a lot of people told me that if we kept doing that, she would grow up being one of those kids that constantly wants in our bed, and she would never get out of it. But 6 months, and she is in her own room, in her own bed, sleeping all night, having her naps most days. Yeah, you right? But yeah, so I mean, she's been doing that since she was 4 months old. She's been sleeping through the night in her own bed in our room since 2.5 months. So, you know, I tend not to listen to people anymore, because they freaked me out for all of that. But she's worked her own routine out perfectly fine, and she's in her own room, in her own bed, perfectly fine. So, I'm happy. What else can we say about you? Things she can do at 6 months. Hey, she's not saying words yet, but she is making noises back at us. She loves blowing raspberries, don't you? You just love your blowing your raspberries. And what else can she do? What else can you do? She likes grabbing things. She likes anything that she can grab with her hands. She puts everything in her mouth. She can, like I said, roll tummy to back. She can roll back to tummy as well, but she's not really a huge fan of doing that. Mostly we put her down on her stomach anyway. She figured out last night how to undo the side of her nappy, so I've got a lot of fun days ahead with that. She is almost crawling. She's getting up. She's just recently, in the past few days, started getting up on her hands and her knees. Hey, was it a yawn? So, yeah, she's been doing that on the floor. She's moving back and forth with it, but she can't quite figure out how to get her leg up and lift her knee while she's doing that. And yeah, what else can you do, Bubba? You can hold your own food. You can stand with support. She can sit by herself, but she hasn't quite figured out yet that if she's sitting up by herself, she can't fling herself backwards, otherwise she's going to end up lying on the floor. So she normally sits with like a pillow or something, but I find when I sit her on the couch, she'll pull her back away from the back of the couch, but it's just more because she can lean back on that. So it's more when she's sitting on the floor that she can't really sit unassisted, but you're getting there, aren't you? Hey? And yeah, like I say, she can stand assisted, she can walk assisted. She has been able to for a couple of months now. So I reckon you're going to be an early walker. And sure. Like I said, I can feel the bottom two teeth coming through, but I don't know when they're actually going to make their appearance. Yeah, honey. She also likes playing a game with her dummy that we call Dummy Go Pop. My mum and dad came up with their name, and it's really cute. She'll like put it in her mouth and she'll pull it, but she'll bite down on it at the same time so that it makes the sound like as she pulls it out. And she's very proud of the fact that she can do that. Yeah. Is it nap time? Are you gonna go for naps? So that Mummy can finish her bit of the video? Yeah, we come back in a second. Okay, so she has just gone down for her nap. So I'm just gonna kind of do my bit of the video, I guess. So I'm gonna keep this short because otherwise it's gonna be like a 30-minute plus video. So you know, so quick background, pre-pregnancy weight for me was 55.6 kg, and heaviest pregnancy weight I was just before my waters broke. Actually, I weighed myself and I was 75 kgs exactly. So that's like just about 20 kilo weight gain. After giving birth, I think when I came home I was 67 kg. Week later I was 63. A lot of it was water weight and obviously everything else that was keeping her alive. I think like up until the last week or so I've sort of stabilized around 58. As of right now I'm 55.2, but that's because I've just recently had a stomach bug that's like completely cleared me out, and I couldn't eat, like I felt too sick to eat for the 3 days, so all I had was a bowl of soup. So 4 kgs dropped. I know that that's going to go back up. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not particularly fixed, like transfixed, like on my weight. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm not obsessive over my weight. I just kind of like to know what I am. I go more by how my clothes fit. So at the moment this is 6 month postpartum plus after having a stomach bug. So of course I'm going to be a little bit smaller anyway, but there's a fly on me and it's really annoying. But yes, I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looked like. So that's with clothes on, looks particularly thin. These are all my stretch marks. So that's with jeans on as I normally would have them. That's lower belly as well. So I've still got a little bit of like a loose bit there. I've still got my mad stretch marks on the side. The ones on my front are starting to fade a little bit. My belly button's still not back to normal. And I've got stretch marks all on the side as well, because my belly was particularly massive and I never used the bio oil that I was supposed to while I was pregnant. I didn't use it till about 36 weeks. So that is why my body's in that state. But I don't really care anymore. It's, yeah. I'm all good with it. So that is me postpartum. Nothing else really to say. I've had a lot of the hair loss recently as opposed to sort of at the very start. I don't know if that was because I was breastfeeding or not. I haven't really noticed anything else postpartum worth noting, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty much all I have to say. I didn't have a specifically, it's just gone really dark. I never had a particularly bad pregnancy, birth, anything like that. I can go into more detail over that anyway, but I didn't have a bad recovery, I think, because I didn't have a bad experience. So, I mean, yeah, I'm back to normality now, pretty much, with my body, which is good. I'm happy with that. And I might end the video here, because I think that's about to die. So, I hope that you enjoyed this video of my little update of CJ. Let me know in the comments what other videos you'd like. I've got a few other sort of mum based ones coming up. Thinking about doing daily vlogging, but it depends on if I get a job or not, because if I'm going to be working all day, there's not much point vlogging everything else. So subscribe, like, comment if there's anything you want to know, anything you want in a video. Just give me any general feedback, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!